Hello there, welcome. Have a seat, take a load off, let's chit chat. I'm gonna tell you about last month. Last month I only ate during a 4-hour window. It's called intermittent fasting. You probably have heard of it. A lot of people have heard of it, but they've never really tried it. They're not really sure what it is. It's really simple. Intermittent fasting is when you eat during a certain set time. So with myself, last month, every day for February, I ate during 4 hours. So I allowed the 4 hours to be kind of sliding, meaning it wasn't like set in stone, but typically I was eating around 2. So that means that the last time I could eat would be around 6. Yes. Okay. I want to share my experience with you. That way, I don't know, maybe it'll give you some insight in case you're thinking about doing it. Keep in mind, I'm a different organism than you, so it's going to affect me differently. The reason why I wanted to do the intermittent fasting is because I had a buddy, he reached out to me, he sent me a video, and it's a scientist, he's like leading in anti-aging and all that. I think his name's Dr. David Sinclair. And he talks about how when you allow your body to be hungry, it activates certain longevity genes and it prolongs your life.
So the feeling of hunger, some people never experience hunger in their whole lives. It's really, really bad for them. What we actually found, my colleagues and I, across this field of longevity, is that when you look at, first of all, animals, whether it's a dog or a mouse or a monkey, the ones that live the longest by far, 30% longer, and stay healthy are the ones that don't eat all the time.
So I thought, hey, let's give it a try. Let me try this intermittent fasting thing. Something that I've done in the past, but I've never done it sequentially like that for a whole month. So what happened to me? Well, first I'll say this, because I know a lot of you that are listening in, you kind of hear intermittent fasting and everybody wants to know about weight loss. I did lose weight. I lost about 8 pounds. I think the thing about my weight is my weight's very volatile, meaning it fluctuates a lot, but I was weighing about 181 to 185. Like I said, my weight kind of fluctuates a lot. So, but that about was my weight. And when I finished off, I weighed about 173. So we'll just say that's about 8 to 10 pounds. So in the month of March, I have not done the intermittent fasting, and I weighed myself today and I weighed like 168. I do want to say this though, I don't recommend fasting from a strictly weight loss perspective. There's a lot of benefits that you'll get. So for example, activating those longevity genes, giving your gut some time to kind of process food.
My lab and others showed that there are longevity genes in the body that come on and protect us from aging and disease. The group of genes that I work on are called sirtuins. There's 7 of them. Being fed means your longevity genes are not switched on.
If you do fasting, what's probably going to happen is you're going to lose weight, which is probably great for a lot of you. And if you have some kind of event, you can fast. Let's just say try intermittent fasting, or maybe just do a full-on, 24, 48, 72-hour fast to lose some weight to get to that event, like a wedding or whatever. But keep in mind, if you go back to eating the way that you were, you're probably going to gain that weight back. I made a video about how I didn't eat for 5 days and I lost 10 pounds, but then I went back to eating like I normally did and I gained that weight back. That's just what happens. So if you want temporary weight loss, try fasting, but like I said, there's a lot of other benefits. This is going to be kind of a weird benefit, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. I feel, and this is me, I'm kind of weird in the sense of when I was younger, I was trying to get real big, so I was working out, and everyone said, you gotta eat food, you gotta eat. So I just kept eating, just stuff in my face all the time, just eating, trying to gain weight. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because I believe that my hunger response was diminished because I was always stuffing my face. So now I don't get hungry as often. So it's possible that doing these type of fasts is easier for me because I'm not so hungry. But what I wanted to get at is that hungry feeling, I actually, I guess I'm a weirdo or something. I kind of enjoy it. I enjoy being hungry. And maybe it's because I don't experience it very often because there's food all over the place. And the moment I feel any inkling that I want to eat, I just eat, right? But not eating, one of the benefits for me psychologically was this feeling of hunger, and then also looking forward to eating, because I'm like, all right, yeah, I get to eat, boom. So it just made me appreciate food so much more, and it made me appreciate this experience that we get to have that we overlook, which is eating. I will say this, for many of the days during the 4 hours, I only ate once. I signed up with a company called HelloFresh. Some of you might have heard of them. They send you food to your house, and there are ingredients there, and there's a recipe, and you just cook. You cook it. So that's what I did. I just cooked one time, and it was 2 servings. So I just ate 2 servings. So it was like a lot of food in one sitting. So that's something called OMAD, 1 meal a day. So for many of the days, I was doing OMAD. Another pleasant side effect that I noticed is that it made my day a lot more simple. Okay, now let's just say that you want to be healthy and you want to cook your own food. Maybe you want to save some money, and so you want to prepare your own food. You want to know what's going in it. When you cook, if you're going to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to me that's a little daunting. That's a lot of work. That's why I recommend like prepping, cooking a lot on one day. That way you can, just eat leftovers basically. But I found that just eating one meal, cooking that one meal was really easy, and I kind of looked forward to it. It was actually enjoyable. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cook, boom. And then I just ate that meal. And another side effect, I'm giving you the positives. I'll try to think of any negatives if there are any, but another positive is that I noticed that it freed up mental energy. So, during the day, if I'm hungry, I'm just thinking, all right, I'm going to eat. What am I going to eat? What am I going to cook? Where am I going to go to eat, right? So food is on the mind a lot more than you would think. And I mentioned this in my, 5-day fast that I did, but it just frees up some mental energy there because I know that I'm only going to eat. So let's just say I eat that one big meal and I know I'm not going to eat again. My mind kind of shuts off this notion of eating. So then I can think about other things. And that might sound bizarre, but it's kind of like a little bit of a weight kind of getting off your shoulders, as odd as that sounds. And that's just what I noticed for myself. So the first week, I want to say I felt some hunger there at times. Second week, my hunger kind of went away. So I was just like, oh man, my body's already acclimated to it. That third week, I had spouts of time there where I was just real hungry at certain points. I noticed that if I didn't eat a big meal within that 4-hour window, I would get hungry. Like, duh. Yeah, third week, I was hungry. By the fourth week, I was just really not hoping, but I was just kind of longing for it to be over. Like, I was just like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm tired of eating only during a 4-hour window. Interesting. It's March 3rd, and I've pretty much been doing the same thing anyway. It's like my body's kind of acclimated to it. Another thing that I kind of experienced during this intermittent fasting period is I really feel like, I'm going to say everybody, but I can just speak for myself. I feel like we eat too much. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, every day, you got to eat all the time. I feel really good just eating that one meal. I feel like I have energy. My sleep was good. I'll mention this. One thing that did change, we're going to talk about poop. Normally I use a restroom once a day. Normally I poop every day. I noticed when I was doing intermittent fasting, I was going to the restroom like once every 3 days about. So, but the thing is, there was no real discomfort. It's not like it hurt me. I was just using the restroom less. Another thing that I realized too, and this might just be a result of just less stuff in my intestines, but I noticed that my belly kind of went down a little bit. I have like a little bit of a distended gut. So what that means is my lower abdominals, the musculature there is relaxed. So my belly naturally poofs out a little bit. Okay, so I'm kind of almost in like a perpetual drawn in state. So it's like I'm sucking in my belly a little bit. So if I were to relax my belly, it poofs out a little bit. A lot of times when I show people that, they think I'm kidding. They think I'm like pressing my belly out. This musculature here, your lower abdominals, there's a lot of explanations and a lot of reasons on why that musculature would relax and push out. But I found that when I did this fasting, that pushing out went down. And I'm not talking about fat, okay? So fat is exterior. It's more of interior. And it's not internal fat. It's again, like I said, a relaxing of the abdominal wall. And I've went around and surveyed people about this distended gut. And a lot of people say that they don't have it, but I feel like they're lying. I feel like I might be like one of the few people that actually am honest about it. Because when I look at people, I feel like they're drawing in their belly too. I do realize some people don't have that. And I'm not going to get into details on what causes that and whatever. If you're interested, maybe I can make a video about that. But I think that's going to be it for the video. That's all I can think about. So have you ever done intermittent fasting? How did it go for you? Did you notice any of the same things that I noticed? Did you notice anything different? Actually, before I go, I want to thank this video sponsor, Paisley's Possum Printing. She printed me this shirt. It says, "Thank you for listening." Hey, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for listening about my fasting. I appreciate it. I forgot what the prices are. I think it's like 15 to 25 bucks, something like that. Basically, she just sends you this thing where you can see all the different colors of the shirts. You can pick out your own font, all of that stuff. So, and then you can have it say whatever you want. So this is kind of like a saying that I say thank you for listening when I'm done kind of going on a rant. So if there are any video ideas on, you know, something that you want me to make, like I said, I'm looking to make goofy videos, let me know. That's it for the video, guys. God bless you all. Peace.